What's up, guys? Welcome back to the You're Wrong NFL podcast. This is episode 24, the Conference Championship Outlook. I'm here again with my boys Gavin and Jared. If you couldn't tell, we unfortunately have made the wrong decision to add Jared full-time to the podcast since he's home from school.
Full-time employee.
Yeah, you don't get paid, so don't get your hopes up. But, yeah, he's here. So, we got a lot to talk about today. We're not going to review last week. Gavin's having a little bats. Raise your hand if you're surprised, not me. But we're not going to review last week because it's a Friday. We're just going to kind of get along with it. So, first topic we're going to talk about, we're going to get into Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are both contemplating retirement. We're going to talk about that, give our predictions. So, let's get right into it. Gavin, Jared, Aaron Rodgers, is he retiring? And if not, where is he going?
No, Titans.
You think it's realistically going to the Titans?
No,
or it's a good fit?
And I think it's the best fit, and I think
But,
there's
like,
a chance.
you know,
Ryan Tannehill's garbage. Ryan Tannehill's
You know they
gone.
dumped millions into Tannehill.
You know he's gone.
But no one's going to take
No,
him.
it's okay.
Okay, so give me a realistic answer now.
Oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
But the Broncos, too, just because the new coach.
Yeah,
That's a huge...
It's an offensive coordinator? Yeah, he had free reign to do whatever the hell he
Yeah,
wants.
he let him do it. And he'll let him do that on the...
Why are you staring at me?
He's
Go
just
ahead.
like Steelers,
Say something dumb.
Steelers.
I want to
Say something dumb.
so bad.
You think he's
I really do
Steelers?
want to see this so bad.
I mean, he likes Mike
actually
Tomlin.
on the
He
Steelers?
loves Mike Tomlin.
Here's the thing, though. I don't realize he's not a free agent.
Yeah, he's got to get traded for it. I don't know. He's going to go with the Broncos.
The Broncos have pieces to trade for him, though. I mean, they got picks, right? They don't have...
They got picks, and they'll give him, like, I don't know.
Okay, so you're saying that the Titans couldn't trade Tannehill and...
But here's the thing.
A household of
so
picks.
my
They'll give
answer...
him Jerry Jeudy and someone, because Devontae Adams is gone.
Here's the answer between my... Here's the difference between my answer and yours. My answer is Indianapolis Colts. I think he fits like a glove there.
Yeah, but what are they going to give up?
That's the thing.
Carson Wentz's contract
Wentz
is
is also
ridiculous.
on contract.
His contract's stupid.
Right, but you could move him to, like, say, the Saints or someone who's, like, in a short rebuild.
Yeah, the Saints.
The Saints
Who
are
has
in a long,
plenty of cap
they're in a
space.
long rebuild. Okay. So not the Saints. But you can move him to somebody who's in a short rebuild, right? You can't do the same with Tannehill. Nobody wants him. He's garbage. At least Carson Wentz showed potential.
I'll take Tannehill over Carson Wentz.
Time out.
We hate Carson Wentz, but, like, Tannehill...
I don't hate Ryan Tannehill. I hate Carson Wentz.
I do too, but he played better than Tannehill this whole season.
Did he?
Did he, though? Look at what Tannehill did without Derrick Henry.
I know. And I
Carson
get
Wentz is the reason that the Titans didn't make the playoffs.
Do you know what the Titans were in the playoffs?
I mean, they got dominated by the
the
Jets.
Titans in the playoffs were
Square.
a four-sided,
Yeah.
four
Well,
equal-sided.
Hey, while we're here, we actually destroyed last week. I think we all hit all of our bets. Every prediction we made came true.
Oh, I had Chiefs Bengals 6 weeks ago. I want that noted.
Yeah, I picked I picked the Niners,
I picked the Niners.
and I had the Niners to go to the NFC Championship, which they haven't yet. But like,
Well, they're in the NFC.
Well, they're in the NFC
I
Championship.
picked them to go to Super Bowl. Sorry, but people laughed at me when they saw the podcast and I predicted it. I was like,
I was on your side. I said
that was
I
like
see
week
it.
17.
I said I wouldn't want to play them right now.
Chiefs to win the AFC at plus 350 when I got them. Like when they were 2 and 3, it's still alive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are the odds on that? What?
I had already just said it. Obviously, you weren't paying attention to me.
Clearly not.
It was about 350.
I have Chiefs to win the Super Bowl plus 500. I got it. I believe week 3.
Well, they're not winning the Super Bowl. Bengals are winning this week.
Well, I mean, if they beat the Bengals this week, I can hedge it out.
He loves the Bengals. Why would you hedge? Don't hedge.
I mean,
How much do you have on it?
I don't remember.
If you have less than $50 or less than $100, why would you?
If you hedge
I
a
don't
$20
remember.
bet, I'll punch you in
It's
the
not.
face.
Why would I put $20 on a future?
Whatever.
I'm not that soft. Man, I
You
gotta
only
make as much
hedge
money.
it
as
if it's
people.
like
What do you think?
couple
You think
hundred
Colts?
plus,
I mean, I think the Colts are the best. Personally, I think the Colts are the best fit. But realistically, I think he stays in Green Bay. I think he stays in Green Bay.
Hell no.
Okay.
He does.
Can
I
we,
think,
Why?
I think he stays in Green Bay. I think they franchise tag Devontae Adams or re-sign him and he stays.
can we go to Brady?
Yeah, are we good? We're good with Rodgers.
Brady stays, and he doesn't retire because he's an egotistical maniac, and if he doesn't have a retirement tour, he would cry.
I mean, he needs to have a retirement tour. Even I'm a Jets fan. I even want to see that. That would be. He's the best athlete, debatably ever. He needs a retirement tour.
Oh, really?
Is he not?
That's a gas.
He's literally debatably the
Look
best.
how
player of
old
all
he
time.
is. He's
That's a
45
gas.
years old.
He's debatably
He
the
makes
best player
out
of all
with his
time.
kids.
That's fine.
It has nothing to do with winning.
That was the price he had to pay.
He might be
to get
losing
that
off the
football.
field, but he wins on it. And I also don't. Speaking of losing off the field, I don't think Gisele's that pretty personally.
Oh, boy.
I really don't.
Whoa,
I really don't.
grow up.
I really don't. I'm gonna get blasted for that, but I really don't. I'm sure she's a nice woman,
I'm sure she's the nice
but
one.
I don't think she's not
Now-
my type. Not my type.
How does Joe Burrow not have someone? Because Joe Burrow's...
But Joe Burrow's not ready to commit. You know what he's getting every weekend? Come on, bro. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
Since
Brady, what do you think he's doing?
Skyline Chili.
What do you think Brady's doing?
He's gonna stay. He's going to play one more year.
I think one more year.
But they need another wide receiver. They need to get him someone else.
No, they don't. Listen, dude, if he plays,
else,
Godwin's re-signing, Gronk is re-signing, and they're bringing the whole team.
If they get Devontae Adams, they don't. Where are they going to put him?
They're not going to get Devontae Adams. First of all, Devontae Adams is either going to LA or Vegas to play with Derek Carr as college quarterback, or he's going with Derek
That would make me actually.
Derek Carr is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
I said that
everyone's
before
going to be
too.
a fucking Steeler.
I said that before. Like he would be a good fit on the Steelers.
Who have you
too.
said? Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers.
I never said Russell
Kenny
Wilson. I hate
Pickett.
Russell Wilson.
You give Derek Carr at least one weapon that isn't going to go crash his freaking car.
I hope you get Baker after all this talk.
Why would they get Baker Mayfield?
I don't know, but I just hope
Baker Mayfield might not be better than Mason Rudolph.
That's false.
Well, I mean, his
I'm serious.
His third year, Baker Mayfield was a top half quarterback. He was, without a doubt. It's just statistically proven.
Statistically proven.
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, long story short, Brady stays one more year, gets the proper send-off farewell tour, and I have to deal with Tom Brady on my TV screen again for another year. Like, why would he retire after he just led the league in passing?
Bold take, they don't. Bold take, I've said it the past 2 years, they don't, but next year they don't win the NFC South. Because the Atlanta Falcons are here.
Okay. Grow up.
No.
What are you talking about?
I agree with you.
Listen.
AJ Terrell's good.
DJ
I agree with you.
Terrell.
I agree with you, but it's not going to be the Falcons. The Carolina Panthers are going to get a quarterback this offseason.
Oh, here we go. He said that last year.
Yeah, they got Sam Darnold.
No, we said it during the season.
Yeah,
They started off
you
hot.
bet them to win the division.
No, I didn't. I bet him over 7.5 wins and lost, but I didn't bet him in the division.
He's like,
Christian McCaffrey is the most overrated player in football.
he gets hurt constantly. He should be in the
shit. But if he stays healthy, they're going to be.
He's never going to stay healthy.
If he does,
When you carry the ball 25 times a game,
We're yelling.
who cares? It's fun. It's fun.
All right,
It's our own show.
whatever.
No, but while before I move on, now that I'm on it, if they get Jimmy Garoppolo or anybody of the sorts, they're winning the NFC South next
Jimmy
year.
G is staying with the 49ers.
I think he should. Why would you move on from him if you're winning games?
When Jimmy G
In
doesn't
what
start playing,
aspect are they good at football?
Who?
Their defense is
The
horrible.
Panthers?
Yeah.
Their secondary is built.
You're an idiot.
Their
Their
secondary is
defense
built.
is
Their secondary
they have
is built.
no pass rush.
They have no pass rush.
They have
You heard of
nobody.
Brian Burns or
Oh, yeah.
Hassan Reddick?
They have nobody. I think they have the least amount of sacks in the league this year.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
I think he is right. They were bottom
It was either
5
them or the
in
Falcons.
sacks.
Look it up.
They were bottom 5 in sacks. Their secondary is good.
Hassan Reddick was good in like 2013.
Hassan Reddick's gross. All right, I gotta look this up. Hold on.
He's bad.
Now I'm mad. NFC.
But that defense is so bad.
Their
Their
12
secondary
Panthers.
is good. I don't know what you're talking about there.
Defense, second overall in total yards, 4th in passing yards, 21st in points, 17th in rushing. So they can't stop the run, but they
So
have a
good the
pass rush.
sacks.
It doesn't have it here. I don't have the sacks here.
If I'm wrong, I'm going to look like an idiot.
You are an idiot.
Expand upon it.
I can't. I'm on my app. I didn't look it up on Google.
I'll do it. Continue. I'll find it.
All right.
I mean, they're second in total yards. The defense is good.
all right.
Oh, no, what you doing? Give me this.
Okay.
Go ahead. Keep going.
All right, so now we're going to move on to head coaching hires. You don't need to look this up. I'm moving on. He was wrong. Panthers winning the division next year. Bet it right now. Head coaching hires. First one we'll start with. We'll keep it short. Nathaniel Hackett. None of us really know much about him. Hired to
He
the
doesn't even call
Broncos.
plays.
He doesn't. Same thing with Eric Bieniemy. That's why I would never hire Eric Bieniemy or this guy. But I guess he called plays for the Jags when they made it to the AFC Championship. This guy.
I mean, their offense was good, but not
He
great.
made it to the AFC Championship. with
Blake
Bortles.
Bortles.
So, I mean, that's an accomplishment in its own.
That defense.
Their defense.
That was such a fluke.
Yeah, but
Their defense is gross.
Let's be real.
That team made no
Let's be
sense.
real. It's the Broncos. They'll go 9-7 or 8 or what 9-7 and 9-8, 8-9 every year. And
Here's my
no one will bat an
Here's
eye.
my counter for that. They have a very good roster, right? Now they bring in an offensive guy. What have they lacked? They've lacked offense. If they get a quarterback, they're a quarterback away from being a playoff contender. They are.
I can agree with that.
Probably, yeah.
Because Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock stink. They stink.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater stinks.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
You
He's a
can't
nice
use
guy.
that on me.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I don't
You're
know.
gonna hate on him because he's not
Not good at
good.
football. Yeah,
He's not
But
that.
he's a nice guy.
What is he getting at? What is he doing?
He's a nice guy.
What's he
How
doing?
can you hate Teddy
Is there
Bridgewater?
like a meaning behind that?
Like, how can you hate Teddy Bridgewater?
I don't hate him. He's not good at football. It's a fact. He hasn't been good since he blew out his knee. Am I wrong?
I mean, it's true.
All right.
You're gonna tell me
Question
that I'm
is.
wrong?
Question is.
Okay, who do they get for quarterback? That's the question.
Honestly, maybe if they don't get Rodgers, Deshaun Watson.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but if Deshaun Watson comes
Deshaun
back,
Watson's
they're going to
he's
suspend
already-
him.
Speaking of
He
a
hasn't
long
actually
rebuild,
been suspended.
Russell Wilson.
speaking of a long rebuild,
Seahawks, yeah.
the Seattle Seahawks
Yeah,
are
they're-
trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Them and the Saints. Them and the Saints are gonna be the bottom.
Oh.
They want a tissue? They're right there.
All right. Go to the next hire because that no one really cares.
Yeah, no one really knows about him. Matt Eberflus, whatever you pronounce it, the Colts defensive coordinator, signed to the Bears. I personally, I don't know enough about him. Again, the Colts defense is good, but I just think there's better defensive coaches out there.
Speaking of good defenses,
dude, just changing topics every
the
time I bring something up. Can we at least make our points before you change topics?
Speaking of defensive,
go ahead.
The Colts have a top 5 defense in the NFL this year. Don't look it up.
I hate having to do this
because that's an actual
I hate having to
tape.
do this.
Are you talking about upcoming year?
No.
I hate
No, I'm talking.
He's 15th in total yards, 9th in points, but 15th in total yards, 19th in passing, 10th in rushing. So they're middle of the pack.
Which is top 5.
Well, no, but they're like average for all of them. So
I mean, I get that you can't just look at the statistics because the schedules skew it. I get that. But
they played a tough schedule.
They're a good defense. Yeah, they played a very tough schedule. I mean, the division sucks. It's the Titans and them, and no one else.
The Titans won the AFC.
And Darius Leonard's the best. But in the other way, I like the Matt Eberflus hire. I don't know much about him, but I like him.
I'm not saying I dislike
but
it.
I think the Bears should have gotten an offensive-minded guy.
I did too for Justin Fields. 100%. I just think if you're going to the defensive route, you could have hired Vic Fangio, Mike Zimmer. They're better. Brian Flores.
The king of
I think Brian Flores.
I predicted Brian Flores to the Bears. I don't know why they didn't go.
Where's he got?
That would have been a good hire.
Brian Flores might end up in Jacksonville.
No, they're going to hire Leftwich, dude. Brian Flores might not get a head coaching job,
which he should.
Oh, the Raiders.
I can see the Raiders, but he's an East Coast guy. He's born and raised in Brooklyn. That's why everyone was connecting to the Giants.
No.
I can see him for the Vikings.
I can see that. I mean, he would fit anywhere though. Like he's not.
Yeah, I think so too. Next one, we just mentioned it. Brian Leftwich.
He's going to the Jaguars.
Byron Leftwich.
He's going to the Jaguars.
He's going to the Jags. I love the signing. You and I are.
Well, he ain't signed yet.
So I'm saying it's basically confirmed. You and I are big Trevor Lawrence guys. That's huge for his development.
I think Leftwich is good. I mean, even without, I know James Winston threw 30 picks, but that was like a top statistic.
Well, he was like half blind too when he did that.
Yeah, but he was James is also a gunslinger. 5,000 yards.
He got eye surgery after that.
Yeah, he threw for 5,000 yards under Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, one of 8 quarterbacks to do it. And you got to think too, like Byron Leftwich learned from Tom Brady for 2 years.
That's fair.
So I love it.
Well,
Trevor Lawrence should. If they hire anybody but him, Trevor Lawrence should request a trade. That's what I would want.
Like, I bet you they go out and get like Vic Fangio and go 500.
I'd request a trade. Why would you?
That'd be a step up from this year, though.
Yeah, I'd request a trade though.
Like Vic Fangio, literally is the most average
coach. He's a fantastic
ever.
defensive coordinator. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's the most average head coach ever.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I don't think he's a great head coach. All right, next one. Not really a hire, but Sean Payton retires. We all know why he retired, because the Saints have the worst cap situation maybe in NFL history.
Well, he's the one who set that up.
They have absolutely no future. Well, yeah, he signed Taysom Hill to that huge contract.
I didn't get that. I didn't understand.
I don't think he understood it either.
I think he was drunk and he just said, yeah.
So I think that's why he's gone. He realized their cap situation is bringing them nowhere. You have something to say. Jared, speak your mind. You got the camera. Go ahead.
Sean Payton and Drew Brees are the most overrated head coach quarterback duo in the history of football.
Look at your audience.
In the history of... My hair looks awful.
But you just got back from the gym.
In the history of football. Like, what...
Can you give us an explanation? You can't just make a statement like that and not...
I'll give you... He has won... I think he's like 500 in the playoffs in his career.
Yep.
He's like 9-8 or something like that.
Champion.
He won 1 Super Bowl.
Okay.
1 Super Bowl in what, 20 years? And he better thank his lucky stars that Drew Brees got hurt in San Diego, or he never would have won anything.
Okay. But you said I thought Drew Brees was very overrated.
He is.
Still a good quarterback.
Drew Brees is a great regular season quarterback. But Drew Brees literally couldn't throw the ball more than 30 yards downfield. He couldn't do it. And people are like, oh my God, he threw for so many yards. That's awesome, but they literally never ran the football. Like, Alvin Kamara is a great fantasy running back, but is he really, like, between the tackles, you're going to give the ball to Alvin Kamara and be like, yo, go give me 3 yards?
3 yards, yeah.
I don't think so.
They threw the ball to him.
No, he's more of a pass-catching back.
Everyone says Tom Brady checks down a lot. I dare you to go watch a Drew Brees game and be like, wow, he threw the ball 5 yards downfield. I'm shocked.
I mean, yeah.
Or like Michael Thomas is like literally his route tree was slants or shallow crosses, because that's all Drew Brees could do. Like, I'm sorry, Drew Brees,
but you can't
Ben Roethlisberger, my boy, is better all time than Drew Brees.
I agree. I don't think that's. I mean,
I don't
Statistic wise, people probably aren't going to like that comment. But I mean, if you look at the body of their work, I would agree. Ben's had probably better teams though historically.
Has he?
Yeah, he has.
Has he though?
No, yeah, he has. No, he has. Yeah, he's had better teams than the Saints. No,
I agree with that. He has had better.
Defensively, maybe. Offensively, though.
First of all, Drew Brees didn't have a Hines Ward that he was throwing
to start off his career.
The best receiver I think he's ever thrown to. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm probably forgetting.
Antonio Brown for how long? When Antonio Brown was
and Le'Veon Bell. Yes. I'm probably forgetting somebody
before
big
they both lost their mind.
I'm probably forgetting somebody big here, but like the names that come to mind when I think of Saints receivers are like obviously Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn, like Marquise Colston.
Yes.
Like that.
Did they have Emmanuel Sanders for a couple years?
1 year, I think. But like, who else was his top?
But
Jimmy Graham. But like,
we heard all the time how, oh my God, the Saints are going to make the Super Bowl, and they came up short every single year. Did they get screwed that 1 year against the Rams? Absolutely.
Yeah,
But they came up short every
Rodgers
single
year. Is he overrated in your opinion?
Huh?
Is Rodgers overrated in your opinion? He comes up short.
Aaron Rodgers had a top 5 defense 2 times in his career, and he won the Super Bowl one of those 2 times.
Is he overrated?
No, absolutely not. It's a dumb take.
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was.
But I agree.
But it's the same thing because you're saying Breeze is overrated because he doesn't. Because he falls short every year, but Rodgers does the same thing. So why is one overrated?
There was like an advanced stat. I know I'm not big into advanced stats, but I saw it was a tweet. So I know some people are gonna flame me like, "Oh my God, you get all your stuff from Twitter."
Well,
but
not people, Nick and Tim.
It was a tweet, and it showed it was a chart, and it was like I think it was like pass efficiency plus yards. It was like it combined like your whole body of work during a game. And Aaron Rodgers had in his I think he's played 20 career playoff games or something like that. And his entire body of work, he's had 2 games worse in that stat and whatever they combined everything, 2 games worse than what Joe Burrow has done in these first 2 playoff games. And we all know what Joe Burrow has done. So I don't think it's not Aaron Rodgers' fault that they like when they lost to the Cardinals, he played his ass off.
I agree. I'm not saying it's his fault, but like at the end of the day, he's falling short the same way Drew Brees did. So I just don't see the consistency here.
Okay, but that's fine. We put Sean Payton on this pedestal. Aaron Rodgers had Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy's a good coach now?
That's what I'm saying.
No, he's saying he's not a good coach.
Okay, you got it. You got it there. Again, I'm not saying
the only reason Mike McCarthy was there for so long was because of Aaron Rodgers.
My stance is like I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate to kind of because you were being.
I think Sean Payton and Drew Brees is the most overrated QB head coach duo ever.
I mean, yeah, it's fair.
They won
overrated.
They won one Super Bowl. They won one Super Bowl.
They only made it to one Super Bowl.
They only made it to one Super Bowl, and they only won one Super Bowl. And I think it's the most scripted Super Bowl run ever because it just so happened to be after Hurricane Katrina. But we won't get into that.
Yeah,
that is a fact. That is a fact.
That's a very good conspiracy.
It just so happened to be that.
All right, so enough about Sean Payton.
The onside kick.
I've talked about the Saints
in the second half.
We talked about the Saints enough.
Bullshit.
Just hired before this episode. My favorite hiring of the not offseason, but my favorite hire so far. Giants just hired Brian Dable, the Bills' offensive coordinator. I think I don't know if Daniel Jones necessarily fits his RPO-based offense, but Brian Dable, pair him up with the Bills. Pair him up with the Bills. I'm not so much talking RPOs.
He
like
did have
running.
the highest.
I'm talking RPOs like
speed
reading.
in the open field.
I'm not talking like the running aspect of RPOs. I'm talking like reading the defenders and making quick snap throws based on what the defender does.
Daniel Jones sucks and he needs to go. That's my opinion on that whole situation.
But I think this is what I like too. The Giants are going to be in position to pick a quarterback probably next year. Brian Dable and the Bills personnel guy who came over as the GM, they're going to pick their own quarterback. And that's huge for a coach and GM combo to be able to pick their own quarterback is massive.
I think this RPO option helps my boy Saquon out a little bit though.
It's just RPO.
Yeah, RPO. The option.
That's what
I know. I got you, man.
Run pass option.
I'm sorry. I meant to say offense, and I said option. I'm sorry.
I think this is this is my favorite hiring of the hiring season so far.
I don't know enough about him. I don't really care about.
I mean, just watch the Bills games, dude. Like, let's be real.
I mean, Josh Allen.
Let's be real. The Bills have.
Speaking of the Bills, losing the coordinators, that's going to be rough for them.
Oh yeah, they're going to lose their defense coordinator too.
Yes, that's going to be.
That's
rough.
why I would
rough coming into the season.
I would fade the Bills heavily the first 3 or 4 weeks of the year. Next year.
Time.
But anywho, I was going to get into this. What was I going to say? I lost my seat.
You're welcome. All right.
I was going to talk about Brian Dable. Oh yeah, the Bills. Look at what he did. The Bills' offense, obviously, Josh Allen's become a generational talent. let's be honest with ourselves. Do the Bills have a lot of offensive talent outside of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs?
I mean, Gabriel Davis is sick.
He was, what was he, a fourth
Cole
round?
Beasley?
He was a second round, third round draft pick.
Cole Beasley?
Cole Beasley's, he's good
Cole
at
Beasley
Emmanuel
is
Sanders just
consistent.
stinks now.
That dude
Emmanuel
always
Sanders,
old.
Emmanuel Sanders has been on 5 different teams in 5 different years.
so he still helps.
They have no run game.
That's also
None.
They
They
do
were
have,
the number one rushing offense in football the past.
Yeah,
last
Josh
5
Allen has a
years.
huge part to do with that. But, like, you're telling me you like Devin Singletary and Zach Moss? Come on, bro.
Josh Allen running the ball. That dude is a truck.
I'm glad they finally realized that he needs to be part of the running game.
The Rangers just called Henrik Lundqvist the best goaltender ever.
That's very, very bad. That's embarrassing.
Like Patrick Wallace. Anywho, but
Little fun fact. That's a joke.
Last one we're going to mention hasn't really happened yet, but Jets legend Josh McCown has been through two.
Jets legend.
Yes,
Jets legend.
has been through 2 head coaching interviews with the Houston Texans. Why
are you
not?
serious?
Yeah, swear to God, he's the finalist.
Like Josh McCown?
Josh McCown, yeah,
The
40,
GOAT?
43-year-old,
Jets legend.
42-year-old Josh McCown.
Jets legend.
I personally love quarterbacks as coaches.
I do too.
I think it's like because they see the field.
Like Tommy Reese at Notre
Honestly,
Dame.
running
You're a big Notre Dame guy. Tommy Reese is supposed to be one of the biggest offensive coordinators coming up.
Honestly,
He's like a genius.
you know what I'm looking at? I love backup quarterbacks as coaches.
Because they've seen it
That's
all.
me, baby. That's why I'm a quarterback coach.
Like backup. Well, he was third string, so but
Yeah,
Yes, I
Back
was gonna
up.
say it.
Okay.
but-
All right.
backup quarterbacks though they're always on the sideline watching the game, seeing what the coaches do. They're always next to the coaches. I like it.
When
Yeah.
the quarterback's looking through something.
That's
backup
why when
quarterback's
Nick said
looking
Dan
through-
Orlovsky can't be
Like
good
Josh
at yours,
McCown, that's why I like.
why do you think Dan Orlovsky is so good at breaking down film?
Well, I hate
Because
Dan Orlovsky.
The problem is
regardless, he's really good at breaking down
The
film.
problem is-
That's why.
is Davis Mills like actually good or
He's talented, but
I don't hate
I don't-
Davis Mills.
I think if I'm a Texans, I'm drafting like a second, third round quarterback this year, and I'm
Davis
Like
Mills
who?
over Zach Wilson
Like
all
who?
day.
who would you get in the second round? Spencer, what's his
Bro,
name?
you just hear him.
Desmond Ritter.
Just hear that, bro.
What did he just say?
Davis Mills over Zach Wilson. Come on, bro.
That's a fact. You'll see next
Yeah,
year.
I'll see you next year when Zach Wilson has more passing
When
yards.
Zach
than
Wilson
touchdowns.
Jets
jumps
are making the
after
playoffs
week
next
3.
year.
Yes, they are.
I can't. Yeah, I hate that.
They
take.
are. They
I
have
hate
to.
that take.
It's
What do you mean they have to?
That point in the rebuild.
Well, they have to.
If you look at every rebuild in the last 5 years, this is the year where they make it. The Jets are online.
Well, the
But
Jets
it's
have
still
been
the
rebuilding
Jets,
for, like-
and they're not going to
Wait,
make
the
it.
Jets have been rebuilding for like 10 years.
Okay, first of all,
They've
this is
been
the
rebuilding
GM's
since Mark
third
Sanchez.
offseason. That's what I'm talking about. It's the GM's third
Oh,
offseason.
okay.
And now they have their coaching staff, the experience.
Not gonna happen.
Whatever. Done with that. We're going to move on. We're going to have a little debate. Not debate here. I think we're all probably on the same side. I saw it on First Take today, so we're going to do it ourselves. Career
It's supposed to be
longevity-wise.
Watching first day.
Yeah, work from home. Of course, we're gonna watch television. You think anybody that works from home is sitting there without a TV on? Like, come on. I'm an hourly wage. I'm not turning my TV
I
off.
don't watch TV.
Big Ben versus Eli Manning. One, is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? That's a very controversial topic.
Yes.
And two,
Unfortunately.
which one had a better career? I'm gonna go to you wearing the Steelers sweatshirt first.
I mean, obviously Ben Roethlisberger is better. Ben Roethlisberger is my favorite quarterback of all time.
Top 8? You just said top 10.
I said
No, you said top 8 after. You said top 10
Top 8. Anywho, he's also better than Drew Brees all time. So is Eli Manning.
I also know. Whoa.
Bold take.
Whoa.
Eli Manning?
Whoa.
No, you lost me. That's weird because Eli Manning is too.
Eli Manning's also exactly 500 in his career.
Eli Manning put together 2 of the most historic.
Yeah, I'm not taking that
That
away
made
from him.
no sense.
I'm not
That
taking
made
that
no
away from him.
sense.
Yeah, you beat the goat twice. I'm not taking it away from him.
But all
They
time.
also had, look at their defense that year. They're stacked defense.
Eli Manning obviously is a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, Eli
Just
Manning is
off,
open.
just off, like this whole
Just
MLB,
off the Super Bowl.
like this whole MLB Hall of Fame
It's
debate.
horrible.
David
It's absolutely
Ortiz, that's a joke. First ballot.
Anyway, well,
Well,
anyway,
Barry Bonds, the bigger.
like I feel like the
Barry
Hall,
Bonds should get
the
it.
Hall of Fame should tell the story of the sport, and I don't think
you
you can tell the story of football without the David.
Oh,
Tyree
that's
helmet
what
catch.
gross. That burn.
You're welcome.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, dude.
Like, can you be like, oh, can you go through all the years of football and be like, all right, and not mention David Tyree's helmet catch?
No, you can't. Well, I mean, because
Or that. I mean,
it's because they beat that 18.
Mario Manningham
the throw to Mario Manningham, that whole shot on the sideline is the best throw in NFL Super
No.
Bowl history. Yes, it's better than Big Ben.
No, it's
In my
not.
opinion, it is.
No, it's
I
not.
think it's better than Big Ben.
Buddy, watch the Big
His
Ben
margin
throw.
of error was.
Watch the Big Ben throw. There's
I know.
3 defenders there.
It's a better catch than it was throw.
His eyes were like closed.
It's a better catch than it was throw.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
It was a much better catch than it was throw.
Wholeheartedly.
It's a great throw. Don't get me wrong, but the margin of error on Eli Manning's throw was, in my
His
opinion,
eyes
slimmer.
were like shut when he hummed that ball down the fucking.
Who?
field.
Eli Manning.
Yeah.
And then obviously the throw to David Tyree. You see what Peyton Manning said? Peyton Manning said, "Yeah, I would have hit him in the chest instead of the helmet." It's pretty funny.
All right, yeah, but
that burp is lingering.
Ben Roethlisberger is
It's for you.
by far better.
I mean, I think career-wise, I'm taking Big Ben. Yeah.
Okay,
I think a more fair argument is Eli Manning or Philip Rivers.
That's a very, very good argument that I'm not prepared for. I need to look at the stats. I have to look at the numbers.
I don't.
That's the
That's
only
good.
problem is Eli
They're all
Manning
the
has
same
2
draft
Super
class.
Bowls. Phil Rivers doesn't have a Super Bowl.
I
Doesn't have a
don't
Super
know,
Bowl.
Philip
appearance.
Rivers on the Chargers, and
Phil Rivers had
So?
nothing. Okay, put Phil Rivers on those Giants teams.
you can't do that.
I
hate
don't
that.
like that game. Dom plays that game all the time. I absolutely hate it.
Can't do that game. We don't like that game.
The what if
All right.
game. All right. So next we're gonna debate the overtime rule. I think
I'm fine with
I
it.
think Gavin and I are on the same side. I
I'm
think
fine
we're on
with
the
it.
opposite side here.
It's not that
I don't
like
mind it.
in the
I
regular
have 2 different viewpoints.
in
on
the
it.
regular season it's not
I'll
bad.
go last.
But there was a stat like the team who wins the coin toss is like 1 in 10 in the playoffs. I mean 2 in 10 and 1 in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, yeah. But if you look at it, since the rule has been implemented, Lewis Riddick tweeted this. I don't know if you saw this. Since the overtime rule has been implemented this way, only 21% of teams that get the ball first in overtime have won the game.
Okay, what about
on the
doing
first drive?
what about doing like
21%.
what about doing like a hockey thing? Like in hockey, if you're
You shoot out in NFL, like a kickoff.
no, so they do a shootout in the regular season, but in the playoffs they play sudden death
Okay. Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah, but
That is
Okay,
sudden
how
death.
would you go
That is-
about
that?
that?
That literally is sudden death. Don't
I know,
go touch it.
but but in hockey both teams get the touch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like hockey is also a different sport than football. This is what people aren't looking at.
I understand that
like
it's a
like
different
football,
sport.
like just because Josh Allen, people forget football is not an offensive sport. Football is a team sport.
I understand. I understand
Like,
that. I'm just saying that the rules can be different from the regular season to the playoffs in terms
No,
of.
yeah, 100% they can.
I think they
should.
should do that.
You want to go? I have 2 takes. I have 2.
Oh,
different
I look-
takes.
I don't mind the rule. Whatever. I'm fine with OT as it is. The only other thing I could do is if you do it like college does.
No, I don't like that.
Because
that would go on forever.
it could, or it might not.
Like you don't think Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen are scoring 10 times out of 10 from the 2-yard line, bro?
It'll take
It's
one
25.
slip up. Yes, one slip up. Either way,
Sorry, high school.
it takes one slip up.
high school coach.
It takes one slip up, and it keeps.
Is that what they
You're
do?
involved.
No,
Well,
no, it's quick.
It was supposed to be the 20 in our playoff game. They put him at the 10. They screwed up. Our high school ref screwed up. We lost on a PAT. Our kicker missed the PAT.
Hey, don't. I know that kid.
He's a good kid. Good kicker. This is the way I look at it. I agree with you. And I've been back and forth with BJ on this. When I first
But what else are you gonna do?
when I first
what
thought
are you
about
gonna
it,
do otherwise?
I thought college rules, right? But I thought college rules from a 50, right? Because, yeah, from the 50. Because either, like, it's just more room, right? Like, the chances of a team scoring from the 50 are obviously a lot slimmer from 20. So, in my opinion, I thought at first, go from the 50, let both teams touch the ball. I would have loved to see Josh Allen in overtime. The more I thought about it, and I've seen all these guys tweet about it and stuff, the rule makes sense. Like, yes, it's an offensive league right now, but if we change the overtime, we're taking away from the emphasis of the team aspect. Like, that's the thing I love. Like, I'm an offensive guy myself, but this overtime rule puts emphasis on the defense. Like, if you can't get a stop, you don't in overtime, then why should you get the
I mean, the
ball?
Bills
Why
should
should
have
you
won.
chance?
The Bills should have won the game in regulation
Right,
anyway.
like people
Well,
are
it's
crying.
proving
like, people
that
are
they
crying.
just you have to have both sides of the ball
Yeah.
to win the game.
Right.
That's all.
Or
it
like
is.
even in it, you're right. So offense, right? If you get the ball, that's one aspect. If you're on defense to start the game, that's one aspect of football. There's another third of football called special teams. You hold them to a stop. They got to make that field goal, right? If they miss, you go down, you make a field goal, use your special teams to kick. It implements all 3 aspects of football. Now, to your point, the Buffalo Bills, right? People are crying, "Oh, the Bills should have won that game. They should have had a chance." How about you get a stop with 13 seconds left?
Yeah, literally.
Like,
Not even get a stop. Just don't give up 40 yards.
yeah,
And
like-
literally.
Like,
7,
people are crying the
8
Bills should have won
seconds.
that game. The Bills should have gotten a chance. Like, you had the game with 13 seconds left. I understand it's Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs offense, but, like, the 40 yards in 13 seconds, and
I
you're
would
crying
have
about
kicked the ball.
You're the
on
number
ground,
one
kicked
overall
off,
defense in
fucked
football.
it out a little bit.
Think about that, dude. The number 1 overall defense in football, statistically. And you can't get a stop in
Well, they
sudden
were
death.
also gassed.
So was the offense. Like, you can't get a stop in...
Different
If the number 1 overall defense in football can't get a stop when it's do or die, then you die. Sorry, you don't do. Right? Like that's the way I look at it. I actually like the
Well,
rule
that's
more
why
than
people. I feel like that's why people brought it up and they're mad about it. Is because if the Bills got the ball first, they would have scored 1-2. Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
true. That's probably
And
true.
I do
but
think
either way, then the Chiefs fan be looking at it the same way.
Right, but the thing I do think we need to
So
change.
get a stop.
I think we need to change how we decide who gets the ball first. I think it shouldn't be a coin toss. I think it should be based off. I think it should be like, well, it should be one. It should be the higher seed, right?
No,
you get rewarded for the higher seed.
No.
Either one, the higher
You
seed.
already have home field.
Two, the team. Say two, the team that has
Yeah,
more
what do you
total
do in the Super
yards.
Bowl?
Huh?
What do you do?
The conference that won it last year.
I say kickoff.
It's something like
Everyone
I wouldn't mind that.
Both teams kick a 40-yard field goal. First person to misses. That would be sick.
Or you go 30, then you go 40, then you go 50.
Imagine how awesome that would be.
I don't.
Crucify
It would
the
extend.
champion.
It would extend the game so long. But
Yeah.
it would be awesome.
I say you keep the rule, but you
That's
change
what
how
they
you
do a
decide.
side game.
You change how you decide who gets the ball. In my opinion.
No, you have to do a coin toss.
No, you don't.
What do you?
Because
you
that's
can't base it off of that.
That's the issue. It all
The
comes-
higher seed gets it there. They have
all-
home field advantage for the whole game.
Then don't do that. Figure out some way. But it all comes back to the coin toss, right? People aren't mad about the rule.
The coin
necessarily,
toss is
they're
a
mad at the coin toss.
50-50 chance. You're making it as fair as possible.
I just don't like it. I think it should.
But
I
what
think
else do you do that makes it that
there
equal?
needs to
That
be-
makes it
There
fair.
needs to be some crunch time stat that
What do you
go
want
to.
Siri to flip the fucking coin?
No, there's got to be some crunch time stat that you look at for the first four quarters. Oh, this team did this better, and
No,
you decide who's the ball.
No. That's
Has
where
to.
you're crazy and that's
Or say,
stupid. You're
I don't
dumb.
know. There's got to be a way. I just don't think you put it in the
No.
hands of a coin. That's the one part I don't like.
No,
Well,
because
coin doesn't
it's
have
in
hands.
chance. It's 50-50. It's
You're right.
fair.
Well, coin doesn't have hands.
But why? But that's the thing. How are you gonna put the playoff game in 50-50?
It's not putting in 50-50 because, like you said earlier, have a defense, get a stop.
I get that, but like,
Having both sides of the football.
Right, I
and
get
that's
that.
making it
But
fair so
but-
either team
right, but
has
this
the
is where
same
I come to
opportunity.
you. This is where I rebut that. Because say the Chiefs, right? Their defense stinks. They're an offensive team. They lose the coin toss, right? They're fucked. We all know they're fucked.
Okay,
Right?
the Bills' defense is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And their offense is phenomenal.
That's-
But for some
yeah.
reason, they still got rolled on. So what
Right.
does that
But-
mean?
But
It
at
means your
least
point's fucking invalid.
no, it doesn't because you're putting the choice of who gets the ball first into the hands of a coin toss.
Well, what are you going to put it in? You can't do it off of who has a better record. They have home field. If you want to do it the other way, the
Why?
team that's away.
Why can't you reward the team with the better record
You already awarded them.
with home field advantage? Yeah,
Yes.
why can't you reward them again?
Why would you do that?
Or even do the away team for all I care.
Okay, then there you go. Then the Bills go
Sure.
down and score, and then people bring up the same damn issue.
Okay, then
That's why I'm saying it's 50-50, just like to start
No,
the
it
game.
can't be a
Why
coin
do you let a
toss.
team?
It can't be a
Why
coin
do you
toss.
let the team
Because-
pick what
But
the
Gavin,
coin
you're
toss
in
to
the,
kick off?
you're in
Why
the
does the
playoffs.
home team
In the-
kick off to start the fucking game then?
That's nothing to do with it. That's so relevant.
It's like
that's
in
apples
baseball.
and oranges.
Baseball, home team pitches first, gets last at bat. That's basically what we're bringing it to.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, but with overtime,
That's
you're gonna give
exactly
the
what
home
I'm
team the
saying.
ball.
Yeah. You reward the home team in the MLB
They
playoffs
already-
with the last at bats. It's just you just help my cause.
Who gets the ball
Yeah,
first in
you
college?
know you did
Who
too.
gets the ball first in
I
college?
just hate that.
In college, I think that's a coin toss too. You decide whether you want to be an offense or
There
defense.
we
first.
go.
All right.
But at least both teams get an
Anywho.
opportunity in college. So it's different.
Anywho.
I disagree.
Let's get into the games, huh?
Yeah, we could sit here and talk about that all day.
Yeah, we could. We can debate that all day.
What's the first game?
I disagree.
The AFC game?
AFC game. Chiefs Bengals. Ready?
7-point spread.
We're all gonna pick the spread. We're all gonna pick the total, and we're all gonna pick a touchdown score, and then we're gonna give a little analyzation of this game. I'll start with Gavin. Chiefs -7, over under 54.5. What are your picks?
Bengals +7 and over 54.5.
Chiefs -7.
I bet.
Sorry, I didn't say it loud. Chiefs -7, over 54.5.
I bet the Bengals +7 when it opened. But I bet more so the number. You know, my heart tells me that the Chiefs win, and they might win in very convincing fashion because it's in Kansas City. So I'm kind of regretting betting the +7. But I can't bet against Joe Burrow.
Are you on the over?
See, like, I like the over is obvious to me, so I'm going to take the over. But it just feels like everybody and their mothers would bet the over.
I think that
And the
over
line is
hits
moved
without
up.
a problem.
I mean, I think so too.
So you on the Chiefs with the Bengals then?
I'm on the.
Listen, I think that was-
I bet the Bengals +7. So I'm
Listen,
gonna
I think that was the thought for the Chiefs Bills, and then it exploded.
Yeah,
So it did.
I needed that over the head. Kyle saw me. I'm like, you guys. I texted both of you. I'm like, I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna kill somebody.
I think the Bengals. The reason I bet the 7 points is because in an AFC Championship game, I think 7 points is a lot, and I think the Bengals, even if they're losing big, could backdoor cover.
My touchdown score, he scored in both.
It's gonna, remember we picked the Titans back up tight end.
He
last week?
scored. He scored in both playoff games so far, and he's been hot to get in the end zone.
CJ Uzomah.
Byron Pringle.
I like that.
Oh,
I
don't
do like
hate
that. I do
What's
like that.
what are the odds?
Because if they
I was
if they
looking at
double
that,
Kels,
I'm
like,
too.
plus
if they
200.
double Kels, Tyreek Hill is unless he's running like an out route or out
Byron
breaking out.
Pringle.
I like that. They've hit Byron Kringle twice on crossing routes in the end zone. Yep. Who's your touchdown scorer?
Well, I mean, Jamar Chase is plus 100 right now, and I think that's a pretty easy bet.
Yeah.
He's going to get the ball at some point.
I mean,
He hasn't scored this postseason.
Exactly. I think
Yeah,
he's due.
they have nobody in the Chiefs that can guard him.
Yeah, sure.
Like, look what we did last time against the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, fantasy
yeah.
finals.
He has,
What did Burrow throw last time? 500 yards?
400 or something. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you can't blitz Burrow because he's too smart, and then two, you can't just.
Do you know that the Chiefs are better
got
against
sacked
spread
9 times.
on the road than they are at home?
Yeah, I know. The Chiefs were like at one point in the season were like 2.
I mean, the Bengals are against
The Bengals have covered in 6 straight games. They're hot covering.
Okay, who's your touchdown scorer?
No, you guys really can't guess what my touchdown scorer is.
Hold on,
Come on,
Joe Burrow.
no, not a bad guess. Guys, I bet it 2 weeks in a row.
Higgins.
T. Higgins.
It's happening.
I'm speaking it into existence right now.
It's
I
like,
had
it's
T.
like your,
Higgins 2
it's like
weeks
your
ago,
Van
too.
Jefferson of sections.
Yes.
Are you
Speaking
gonna
into
do it?
existence? I'm speaking into existence. T. Higgins. He actually got the volume last week. He had like 7 catches for like 90 yards.
Yeah.
They just didn't score a
Just
touchdown.
couldn't get in the end zone.
But they're obviously going to score on this Chiefs defense. I think they go to T. Higgins. I think he has another big day. Because after Jamar Chase blew up against them last time, they're going to put an emphasis on Jamar Chase. Say, hey, make Joe Burrow spread the ball to somebody other than Jamar
You
Chase.
think that, but then he's gonna have 11 catches for 200 yards.
Most likely, and T. Higgins will have like 2 catches for 1 yard.
Yeah.
Jamar
But
Chase,
I'm going T. Higgins.
What's the line in the next game?
3.5.
Are we moving to the next game already?
I mean, what more is he gonna talk about? I think the Chiefs roll. Like, I'm sorry.
You
think
wanna-
I
a lot of
love-
people are-
Do you want
I
to do,
love this.
You want to do a player prop each? We each pick a player prop?
Yes. Can I do mine?
Pat Mahomes over.
No. Pat Mahomes over in rushing.
Yep. I said it to you last
Well,
week.
what is his over?
I said it
36
hits
and
it.
a
I
half?
don't care what it
It's
is.
28.5. Bro, every big game, he runs with
I
he
don't
runs.
care.
I bet it in
what
the, I bet it in the
Time
Super
out,
Bowl against the
time out.
Niners and it hit in the first half.
Time out. In the next game, we're jumping to it right now. The next game, the over for both Garoppolo and Stafford for rushing yards is 2.5. Over on
I put
Monday.
Well, yeah, they don't.
Stafford.
It doesn't
Stafford
matter.
never
QBC, Stafford doesn't. I'm saying Jimmy G is going to move the ball 1 time. He's going to get like 3 or 4 fucking yards. That's it. Jimmy G is going to get 1 out.
Okay, but what are you gonna do if they're up in the game and he takes a knee?
Yeah,
That's the
you
problem
lose
with-
yards. You lose yards.
Yeah, that's what I hate. But I don't think it's going to be a game like that anyway. It's going to be real close to the shootout.
Well, one of them's going to take a knee, probably at one point. Unless it comes out of a game with a field goal game. All right, well, do you have a prop for the Chiefs game? Chiefs Bengals?
Listen, we gotta hurry up. We're just
Yeah, not particularly. I didn't really look at it.
No.
So I'm not gonna do it.
All right, I'm going to go Joe Burrow over 285, I think it is. So.
Pat Mahomes over in rushing.
Even if they get down big.
I would
they're
take
gonna-
both of them over in passing yards, to be honest with you.
Pat Mahomes
Cool.
over in rushing.
Even
Love
if first of all, they're going to throw all day on the Chiefs, and even if the Chiefs get up big, Joe Burrow's going to have to throw. So
And the Chiefs are going
All
to
right.
throw all over them.
moving on to the Rams Niners because Jared has to piss his pants.
3.5.
Rams minus 3.5. Total is 45.5. Jared, who we picking?
I like the Rams.
Minus 3.5.
I think the favorites roll this week.
Total.
I don't know, man. This Rams defense is playing really well right now.
That's what's scaring me.
I think it goes under, but I like the Rams to roll. I think this defense is playing really well right now, clicking, meshing, doing all the right things, and I think we get a rematch of that awesome 2018 game, Rams Chiefs. And my touchdown score, I'm rolling with him again, baby. Odell Beckham Jr. That's my guy
He's
now.
been in every single playoff game.
I think I love him now.
But he shit on him all year.
I think I love him now. I think he might be my favorite receiver in the NFL now.
All right, you go before I kill this kid.
I hate this game, and I want nothing to do with it.
I can't even watch this game, by the way. Did I tell you guys that? I can't even watch it. My training session with the high school quarterbacks that I train starts at 6:30. Right when the game starts.
Tell them to kick rocks.
It gets done at 8. So I make money off it. It gets done at 8. So I'll watch second half.
Give me the Niners. Just because. Give me the points at the Niners. I like the Niners. I think they can beat them straight on. We're going to beat them twice this year. The over-under, I don't like it at all. Personally, I'm actually going to take the game and I'm going to teaser it towards the Niners and towards the over. I'm going to drop the points a little bit because I don't like either. I don't know what's going to happen. I have zero idea how this is going to play out.
Okay, touchdown score?
George Kittle.
Has he ever taken an under in his life?
No, never. You never will.
No. When I live bet college basketball, I always take the under.
That makes no sense to me.
And I hit like 60 or 70% of the
All right, I'm going to go Niners plus 3.5 just because I picked them to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl. I also think Shanahan being 6-0 against McVay pulls some weight here. And the Niners are just going to run the ball down their throats.
Wait, so am I against you guys in both?
It looks like it.
Wow.
I've hit every single spread so far, so I'm due to go 0 for 2. So I'd side with you.
I don't know why you look at it like that. I hate that.
Because, dude, I have
aspect.
how many NFL playoff games?
Oh, and my prop for that
I've
game?
hit every single one. Picked every spread.
My prop for that game?
Every single one.
My prop for that game? Whoever is rushing for the Niners, I don't care if it's Elijah Mitchell, any of them, under in yards.
Oh God.
Williams is not gonna play.
Oh, Trent Williams, he is.
No, he's not, dude. He hasn't practiced all week.
He's gonna play.
He hasn't practiced all week.
Doesn't matter. It's an NFC Championship game.
Okay, fine. Under in yards.
You want to bet he plays? I'll put a gentleman's bet on it.
Joe Biden
nice 20. Put a nice 20 on
is
it.
sending troops
Put
over.
a nice 20 on it.
Change the topic.
$20 if he plays? $20 if he plays. I'll be requesting you on Sunday. I'm going, as I said, Niners plus 3.5. I'm going to go under 45.5. I think it's like a 24. I think it's like a 21 to 18 or 21-17 type of game. I like the under touchdown score. The under's gonna hit.
No.
Dude, I don't even know for a touchdown score. You know what touchdown score? I'm going Brandon Ayuk.
Tyler.
Oh.
Brandon Ayuk. They're gonna put Jalen Ramsey on Debo. They have the
Oh,
linebackers.
by the way, I
I'm not done yet.
smashed.
They have the linebackers to match up with Kittle, Brandon Ayuk.
Tyler
touchdown.
Higbee.
Last week, I smashed that Tyler Higbee over in yards when you pooped on me. You said that's a bad bet. Devin White's so good, and he went way over in yards.
First of all, I didn't say Devin White was good. I said their linebacking core is good. And Devin White is good.
You were gassing Devin White for a while.
He's
He
very
got
good.
He is good.
smoked.
He got
Very
cooked.
good.
All of
First of all, he wasn't covering Higbee most of the time.
Yeah. Change the goalposts, but
Change the goalpost. What goalpost am I changing? You
yeah, you're right.
Your feet smell.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. What else we have? A prop bet? I don't even know the prop bets for this game. All right.
Jimmy G over 2.5 rushing yards. Give me that all day.
Jesus.
He loves it.
Yeah, that's so bad. I don't like that at all.
I'm taking that.
I mean, it's gonna hit.
I'm gonna put $50 on that easy. Maybe even $100 on that.
I mean, I think my best bet of the weekend.
First play of the game.
Listen.
Jimmy G's gonna drop back, play action. Gonna see a little opening, 3 yards.
Listen, my best bet of the weekend. It's a teaser. You don't like teasers, but it is Chiefs minus 1.5. That way, I can hit the middle range of the Bengals. Chiefs minus 1.5. Niners plus 10.5.
Okay. I like that. I'm with the teaser.
I think it's the best play.
You have no pride. So you're
No, he hates teasers. He says that you have no pride.
no
It's called helping yourself, Jared.
You have no pride.
You bought 3 points on a college basketball under last week.
And it hit.
So teasers hit too. Just because it hit, does that make it have no pride?
The one time I bought points in the NFL, the Patriots got boat raced. I will never do it again. Bill Belichick stinks. Mac Jones stinks.
He does.
They got beat by 30. They literally didn't force a punt. One time. I don't think the Bills ever had a third down. They
No,
scored it.
They had like three third downs that game. Yeah.
Like, I had plus 10.5.
All right, you're getting really mad right now. We're gonna move on. One thing I want to do before we
And I had 2 underdog money lines in that thing.
cool, man. One thing I want to do before we wrap up here, do really quickly. We're gonna do exact score predictions. All right, for both games. You start.
42-35. Bengals.
That is hefty.
My God.
That is hefty.
42-35. All right, so you're a push on the spread. Okay.
Pat Mahomes doesn't lose at home in playoffs.
Can you just give us a score, please? We need to wrap this up.
This week.
I'll go 37-24 Chiefs.
By the way, if the Bengals make the Super Bowl, I texted my roommate Sherm and told him we need him on the podcast.
37-24 Chiefs.
Okay. I'm going to go Chiefs 31. Chiefs 31, Bengals 27. 31-27. Rams game. What do you got?
So you got the points.
Yeah, Bengals are covering.
Yeah, I got you. Rams game.
31-27. That's going to happen, by the way. I'm going to text you.
27-24. Rams.
What'd you say?
27-24
That's a lot of
Rams.
points in that game.
27-24.
27-24 Rams.
Listen, I
3.5
personally just think the Niners are going to run the ball down their throats.
Well,
until
see, that's why I'm like back and forth on
And they're gonna
flopping.
chew clock. And I think if the Rams don't score early, I think this game goes way under. I'm going to go.
Because then Odell's going to start pitching on the sideline. Matthew Stafford.
You know what?
It's gonna be over.
I might do it. I might pick the Rams to win. Or the Niners to win. I might do it.
I'm with that.
I might do Niners.
I don't hate it.
Niners 20. Niners 24, Rams 20.
I'm going to flip that. I was at 24-20 Rams, I have.
Covered by the hook.
Right. We'll see.
All right. That is it. Might be one of our best episodes yet. Tune in. We're going to have a guest next episode depending on who wins these games.